oh, of course, meeting room, Dale. And posting meeting announcement. Thank you very much, Dale. Listen to the Triunfo water. I suppose you can
Yeah, I'd
still
like to
take it.
continue. Jay's on the she's on the board, so.
Yes. All right. Next, crosswalk traffic safety transportation liaison. Last year, there's nothing really happened here in this committee. So, would you? Somebody would like to oversee this?
Sure, I could do it if you want, JL, since you're taking on the school district.
Okay.
So I'll take that on if there are any concerns.
Yeah. Let's do it. SEMA. Community foundation meetings. Also, I have some engagement with them, probably 2, 3 times, but nothing really came out of it. Do you know some of the foundation members? Because last time it was what's his name? Yeah, who's doing this? But you guys want to do this, or I can still continue it? Okay. All right. JL will continue to be the community foundation meetings liaison. Oversized vehicle ordinance.
I'm not sure that that necessarily needs a committee, given the fact that now you just go onto the website and
Oh, that's a good point. We could simplify.
Uh huh. Oh, that makes sense.
Simplify.
So we'll simplify it. We'll take out the oversized
It's a link
vehicle
on, supervisor Glass's
ordinance.
website. Mhm.
Okay, we'll take that out.
It's nice.
Liaison to the law enforcement.
I'm happy to continue.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Liaison to the Public Works Agency.
I wouldn't mind continuing on with that. There's a extremely tight tie between Rancho Simi and Ventura County Watershed Protection District. With the spine of the community in Medea Creek and the issues that are going on with that, I think it was important
Yeah.
to keep the comments unified.
Thanks,
Okay.
Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Street sweeping coordinator and landscape CS4. You want to continue?
Sweet.
It's basically the CSA4, right? You guys.
Yes, I will, and that I will continue with that. As for street sweeping,
There's not
nothing
much.
happened
Yeah.
in 2023, other than couple of complaints. that came
Couple
from
of
residents. We had
complaints.
that fixed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's still valid.
Okay. Brian will be the coordinator for this. The Oak Park Fire Safe Council. Do you guys want to step in there, or I can
No, we like
continue?
you there.
Yeah, you're
All
very
right.
active, JL. We like
Thank you.
Perfect fit.
Canaan Shuttle.
Jane, you can. Nothing ever happens on that. For up to now, we haven't really had any much to do with that. I wasn't contacted anything this year, so I can
Do we
stay or
need
somebody
that,
else.
Dale?
Do we need that, Canaan Shuttle?
Nothing will happen until next year. It's just gonna say status quo.
So maybe we should take that out
I'll
too.
take that out as well.
Yeah,
It's
Okay.
good to simplify.
yeah. I think I've been doing it for a couple of years
Yeah.
and not been contacted for anything.
OPUSD liaison, but
Jim
this is
Moynihan,
yeah, but this is not.
comes to us.
Yeah, he
We
comes
don't
to
have
us.
to do
We don't
anything.
need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, he's what?
He
He's
comes to he's assigned by his
Assigned
Oak
by the-
Park School District
Yeah.
Board to come to our meetings.
So do I need to contact them to find out if there's a new liaison, or Florence, do you know?
That's a good idea. I think that would be thank you, Dale. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That would be good. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had your hand raised. Okay,
okay.
go ahead.
All right. I guess that's it for the assignment of Oak Park liaisons for 2024.
So here's we're on to this now.
Okay.
4.
All right. Number 4, Pledge of Allegiance. Would you like to lead us?
Where's the flag? Oh, over this way.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
liberty, and justice for all.
Thank you. Let's move on to the approval of the Oak Park MAC meeting minutes from November 30. The MAC approved the meeting minutes as written.
I move to approve.
First motion, yeah. Thank you very much, Michelle. Second motion?
I have some comments I'd like to.
Okay, Brian has some comments on this.
On item number 10, council comments, 10C, Trushinsky said here, requested that the design for geotechnical pickleball courts be available to be reviewed by the MAC. What I had said was that the MAC recommends that to Supervisor Gorell that we would like to review the design of the pickleball. We're advisory. We only recommend to the supervisor. We can't just say we want to. So that was one of the comments I wanted to make on that. And on the consent agenda, item 15, under presentation by Glenn Shepard, about three-quarters of the way down, it says Glenn Shepard reported that permits were issued by Fish and Wildlife for the covert from Medea Creek. Or actually, it said a little further down, Glenn agreed to meet with Brian separately to review his concerns, and he didn't do that. He agreed that he would reach out to Rancho Simi Rec and Park District to discuss Brian's concerns and comments from the community. There was no meeting between Glenn and myself, so I'd like to have that clarified. And also in there, JL's got a spelling
Yeah,
error.
the spelling error and the word critical on that same line.
Dale, do you have any extra copies of the minutes? I didn't get one.
I didn't get one either.
Here,
You can.
I think I have to.
Okay.
I'll share, okay, I'll
Here.
share.
There's one.
Oh.
JL had one.
There's also in that same paragraph, another spelling correction for JL's name
Yeah,
in
the word
the last
critics.
sentence.
Critics, L, critical.
Okay.
All right.
I think those are all my comments, but I just want to clarify that Mr. Shepard didn't say he would meet with me privately or separately. It was that he was going to meet with Rancho Simi Rec and Park staff to discuss the concerns I and the MAC raised about the Medea Creek loss of significant vegetation. And that's all.
So with all those changes, would you like to, can I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Any second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion is passed unanimously with the amendments provided by Brian. Let's move on to the consent agenda, 12 to 17. Recommendation is to receive and file.
Wait, I didn't get a complete consent agenda.
Neither did I, but they were
Can-
distributed electronically.
Does anybody have a full printout to take a quick look?
I only have,
7 through 12? I'll have to look on my phone otherwise.
Yeah, you can look through.
Yeah, oh, you have it open? Okay. I just want to take a look at 7 through 12.
We do distribute them electronically in the hopes that we will print them out at that point in time. These are just complimentary to be added if we didn't have the opportunity to print them out when we sent them electronically. So I apologize that they were not photocopied correctly, but we'll make sure that that happens next time. But I would urge you to print them out when you receive them electronically, so you have the opportunity to review the minutes and the agenda prior to coming to the meeting.
thank you very much, Dale, for that. All right, so the recommendation is to receive and file consent on items number 12 to 17.
Okay, I saw 17, thanks.
Mr. Chair, I would like to call item 15.
Item 15.
I'd like to provide an update. 15.
Okay.
Landscaping.
All right, we'll pull that number 15 out. Any other comments? If there are no other comments, I would like to ask for a motion to receive and file the consent agenda 12 to 17 except number 15. Any motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Any
Accept.
second? Thank you.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion is passed unanimously with number 15 being taken out from the consent agenda. All right, let's move on to public comments. These public comments are citizen presentation regarding the MAC counts related matters not appearing on this agenda. And we would like to call on Mr. Harry Medved to talk about sidewalk adjustments and the Oak Park Committee of RSRPD.
I think you have to go microphone.
Oh, sure.
Do you want? Yeah.
Great. Well, you might be the one I want to talk to, Brian.
And then you may.
Can you hear it on this mic?
Yes.
Yes.
Two questions. So they're both about sidewalks. So, or maybe it's SEMA. You're involved with sidewalks. So there is a sidewalk at the corner of Conifer Street and Parkview Drive where there's a Rancho Simi trail that follows Medea Creek. And a lot of people do not go under the Conifer Bridge. They actually cross Conifer Bridge. There's no crosswalk there. So I'd love to find out who do I talk to plead with them to create some yellow lines that slow down traffic on Conifer, and for the cyclists who like to go above on the bridge and not go under, it would just make the continuity of the trail. So it's not really Rancho Simi property, it is Ventura County property.
I can tell you.
Okay. So after this meeting,
Submit a request to Public Works, traffic.
okay.
You can go online and submit it. Do you know how to do that?
You can use the app, right?
On the app.
Yeah, there's a Ventura County Public Works app.
Okay, a similar, might be the same thing, is there's a part of a sidewalk where it's not ADA compliant, and that's at the corner of Oak Hills Drive and Medea Creek Lane. So if you're in a wheelchair or using a baby stroller and you're heading down Medea Creek Lane and you're heading towards Chaparral Park, it's the weirdest thing because on the northern side of that intersection, there are two ramps for wheelchairs. So you can start getting across the street, but to actually get back up onto the street, they did not finish the job.
Again, it would be submitting a request through Public Works. Dale, is that what you recommend as well?
Absolutely, if you will open a ticket
Great.
and get the ticket number, and if you do not get the results that you want from Public Works, and this is the app, this is
Beautiful.
the information that you need, then you, if you notice it's not being done, then you get it.
Wonderful. Great. And the last thing is just for transparency, I'm on the Oak Park Committee at Rancho Simi Parks and Recreation. My term is up soon, but one of the things that's changed, as you guys know, is there's been a whole redistricting process. So we are guaranteed a voting seat on the board of directors coming up at the next election for somebody representing Oak Park and Wood Ranch together. There has been talk among the Rancho Simi board that maybe we don't need an Oak Park committee to advise them anymore, because if we actually have a vote on the board, we have somebody who's attending these Rancho Simi meetings every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Person would, or however long it is.
Yeah, but how do you know Wood Ranch person won't win?
It could be, but
Then we
hopefully
still-
you would hope that Wood
They
Ranch person
represent
would be
Yeah,
in
but
touch with Oak Park. So that, I don't want to violate the Brown Act. I only see two committee members here, that's Brian and myself. So we're not violating the Brown Act, but I don't have a debate here, but I'd love to maybe bring it up on the next agenda for the map. Because I'd love to get feedback from the community. How do you feel about disbanding the Oak Park Committee? Is it needed? Is it necessary anymore? I have mixed feelings about it. I've been on the committee a long time. Carolyn's been on the committee. Maybe, you know, if we have actual power to change things and we're one of those voting members, maybe we don't need it. Maybe we still do because we have very different needs from the rest of the folks in Simi Valley. But it's something I would love to get feedback on, so that when I go to the next committee meeting, I can say I talked to Oak Park residents and here's what I'm hearing. So that's it. But please, let's not bring it up here. You can talk to me privately afterwards. Thank you.
Harry, I wanted to just share a personal experience with Public Works because I have used the app. It's fast, easy.
Great.
And they are very responsive. You get a ticket immediately and they respond within 24 hours. And depending on what the issue is or request, the responses I've seen have been also addressed within 24
It's
to 48
fantastic.
hours. So I
Well,
think-
we're grateful to all of you for being here. A lot of people in Oak Park don't know where to go. They don't know. I mean, we've been hearing people talk about it, they just don't do anything about it. You guys do stuff, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask you one question for the purpose of my notes. The corner of Conifer and the crosswalk to Martin, is the corner of Conifer and?
Near Park View, I believe that might be one word, Park View.
Thank you.
And the other, the ADA accessible area should be the corner of Oak ADA. Thank you.
Thank you so much for clarifying.
You bet.
Any other comments or questions?
Thank you.
I was just going to also add, you take pictures, you can upload.
Yes,
That's
yes.
very
I will
helpful
definitely
for
do
them.
that.
It's good to know.
I was just,
It's working.
I just wanted to comment briefly on Harry's comments, and I appreciate him speaking to it. In January, actually it was in early December, the Rancho Simi Recreation Board of Directors approved unanimously the districting process. It's a new process. There's 5 districts now in their area. So Oak Park and Wood Ranch are together. We're district number 5. So that person, Elaine Freeman, that's her position. She's terming out this year, and there's another position. So there'll be 2 elections going on this year on that. So the question came up about the Rancho Simi Rec and Park Planning Committee. Are we still going to be here? Are we going to exist? There has been no discussion. There has been no decision. It's all speculation. It's just opinion. Some people say it'll stay. Some people say it's going to go. The truth of the matter is there is no discussion on it yet. But the Rancho Simi Rec and Park District Board of Directors will be talking about it this year, and there will be, I'm sure, public comment on it at this point. Out of the entire Rancho Simi district, Oak Park is the only community in unincorporated of their district and Simi that has a planning committee. So it's possible that if it goes with 5 districts, maybe there'll be 5 planning committees. Maybe there won't be. Maybe we'll be the only one. So there's a lot of different scenarios that are being discussed. So at this point, it's premature to say it's going to or it isn't going to happen.
One question, isn't in January when they hold elections, don't we usually have it during our meetings?
What happened was last year, okay, there were two positions that were open, and then they came in and they discussed it with us. That's under the old system. The new system is Rancho Simi is going to appoint the positions now. So if anybody wants to run on the planning committee, as Harry did there for him and the other position, you fill out an application, you will go through an interview process at Rancho, and so that process, it doesn't exist like we did last
So
year.
was this announced anywhere? Because I have not heard this.
Not yet. But officially, Rancho hasn't done it.
Yeah, can you put that on the agenda for next time, Dale, about the elections, the changing now that it's going to be appointed? That's news to me, and I'm sure a lot of residents too.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's move on to Eric Steiner. Yes.
Awesome. With the upcoming fiscal budget planning, I encourage the MAC and everybody throughout to put a item on your next month MAC meeting agenda to address landscape issues with Oak Park, in particular on the Hawthorne Drive
So why is that a budget item? Is that not a maintenance issue? Should that not be addressed now with our current landscape contractor?
We do meet monthly with Enhanced Landscape, our contractor, and to be perfectly honest, it's looking not too bad. It's looking pretty good out there, other than, post-winter leaf blowing and so forth. The situation is there's only a certain amount of money that the county provides for us, and we use a fair amount of it on landscaping. This year, I would speak to my fellow colleagues. I believe that unfortunately last year we didn't have an opportunity to participate in the budget process. I would like us to participate, or recommend to the president that we do participate in the budget process, have a community meeting, hear what people have to say, what is their priorities. Mr. Steiner talks about landscaping. If there's a lot of people who want landscaping, maybe we would recommend to the supervisor during his process with the rest of the board of supervisors, putting a higher allocation of our budget toward landscaping and maybe less in some other aspect. I think a healthy, open, transparent discussion would be the best.
Okay, I'm just wondering, where does it become additional funds versus our contract with the current landscaping company? Like, what are they responsible for? Are they not taking care of it? Has vegetation died? Or what happened?
They are taking care of it. Dale and I meet monthly, and we go around. There's no question. There is still a lot of areas that need to be enhanced within a certain amount of budget that we have. We have a resident that's in the audience who came to us in November talking about the junipers that were on Canaan. They've been replaced, and it looks pretty darn good too. I think they did an awesome job there. We still don't know how those conifers or those junipers were taken out. They were taken out overnight somehow or whatever. But we are spending the money carefully and within budget. In my opinion, my job is I'd like to see a lot more money spent on landscaping as a priority, but I think we're doing pretty well the best that we can. We also rely on the residents to contact us and let us know, and we ask them to put in tickets as well. So, to be honest, I'd still give our current contractor good marks for what they're doing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so when's your next meeting?
We just met yesterday.
Okay. So probably you
We
can
usually like
talk
to
to.
meet 1 week. We have 1 week to 5 days before our MAC meeting.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Eric. All right. Stephen Kozel. Public comments, please. That works.
It's not working.
Here.
Red and okay.
Red and yellow are on the Fritz. This is Fritz.
Okay, hello. Yes,
Yeah,
good.
we can hear you.
All right. I just have a real quick comment. Wasn't in attendance in November, but I noticed on the minutes in reviewing the November meeting minutes that the committee has a conflict with the Oak Park Planning Committee meeting dates on Thursdays, and you voted to continue your schedule as is and not to change. We want more community participation. We would like to have involvement. There's been quite a bit of controversy with pickleball. I would suggest that perhaps we consider reaching out to Rancho Simi Rec and Parks to see if we can come up with a schedule that works for both on the days there's conflicts. So maybe a different schedule on those 4 months or four meeting dates of the year. And I just recommend that because I think if we really want participation here, some things are very important to members of the community, both Rancho Simi Planning Committee and this committee. And I've heard comments at both. I've attended both either electronically or reviewed the minutes. And I would just make that suggestion. And that's all I have to say. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying maybe we should find something that works.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a comment on that, Brian?
No.
No comment. All right. Thank you. Ruben Maciel.
Why is it crazy? Oh, the mic, you mean? Yeah, yeah. So Ruben Maciel, I do have, well, two things. I know that I mentioned one, but I realized that I did want to take a second to acknowledge how grateful we are to the Athens services they're having provided to the community. Their drivers have been incredible, friendly, very punctual, very respectful. So we just wanted to make that note. But my request for you is the following. So we live on Churchwood Drive. Oak Hills Elementary is on that street. And we have not been able to find a solution to the traffic of morning and afternoon for years and years. We have been dealing with it, and obviously we learn how to accommodate one another. But over the last couple of years, it really has gotten out of hand. And so we really feel that the law enforcement liaison could help with ensuring that there is a presence in there, because it will happen sooner than we think when an accident or major issue will take place. I'm sure that you guys are aware of it. I'm sure this is situations that happens with every school. So it's just something that needs to be addressed. One of the special things that we have noticed now, cars are driving against traffic, so accidents are prone to happen. Two, every resident gets their driveway blocked. And three, whenever there's an issue with that, meaning a resident needs to leave or come into their home and they have to wait, parents or the people who are doing the drop-off actually getting extremely confrontational nowadays when are asked to not do this, not block. So we ask you to please look for a solution to that.
So I live on Churchwood as well.
Beg your pardon?
I live on Churchwood as
okay.
well, so I'm familiar with it. And I think what exacerbated it was the new pylons that are put in place and the reorganization of how the traffic flows has made it worse. That was put in place. Dr. Davis from the Oak Park Unified School District Superintendent requested this change from the Highway Patrol, and they're the ones that instituted it. Maybe we need to have that reviewed again by the Highway Patrol to look at the traffic flow.
I mean, I'm sure that there's many ways that they need to be looked at. At the end of the day, it's my opinion that the reason why that was implemented, it's to mitigate the flow of traffic, right? So you create one way in, one way out, and in some ways that was done. I think that at the end of the day, it's just as long as people do follow whatever traffic rule is implemented,
right.
That is the biggest issue. And it's a 10-minute, 15-minute situation day by day, but it's so bad, as you already know.
Yeah,
that
I've seen several lanes going the wrong way.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
Yeah. So if in my
view. So do you think having an officer visible
I do feel,
is the
and Highway Patrol, is my understanding, that's their jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So those are the only ones. And if you remember a while ago, so I don't know in relation to Churchwood how far you are, but a while ago, we did get the speed meter.
Right.
It helps somewhat, but I think that presence is what's going to help. And ultimately, people will follow the rules. And it's just a matter of people getting used to, in my view, getting an extra minute or two in their schedule so that they can ensure that they can do that. And that's about it.
Yeah.
So there are two things, right?
Well, yeah, I was contacted also. It was going to be in my written written communications by another resident who was very concerned, highly concerned, that an accident is about to happen. Kids are being dropped off, crossing the street. People are going the wrong way. Can we put it on the agenda to have CHP come to the next meeting to address it?
Or should we just...
I actually think it needs to be a meeting between Highway Patrol and Dr. Davis, because he's the one who requested it from Highway Patrol. I think they need to meet, because it's a school district issue as well.
Well, I'd like to have a CHP, because I've heard that the other neighbor who sent me that email, that CHP comes out, they do a couple of days, it helps for a couple of days, then the CHP goes, and the problem starts again. So I'd like to hear what the CHP is going to do about it.
Yeah, I don't want to take too much of the time on this particular issue, but I feel that additionally to all of those possible solutions, that the school themselves could be a participant. You know, I have met with the principal, past and current, and they made it clear, which I understand, this is not their jurisdiction, right? They're not a traffic enforcement entity. However, they do have a say in the relationship with the parents into making sure that the conversation takes place, that they can continuously have that and have some level of accountability. At the end of the day, it's just the same expectancy that every parent would have. So I think that if they are involved and they also are committed to having some accountability in the issue, everybody that we're discussing will help.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mr. Michelle.
I think this is a serious enough issue. I don't know, I mean, having it on the agenda, I think, for next month with the Highway Patrol, but Dale, is there some coordination that we could have orchestrate in advance of that? So when the
that's
Highway
what I think.
Patrol comes, that they can come with solutions to discuss?
So that's not a problem. In fact, we agreed last year that when we decided that we wouldn't ask the public safety representatives to attend in person every meeting due to time constraints, we agreed that we would have them come quarterly. And as it turns out, February is when we will have in-person reports from Highway Patrol as well as from CHP and the police and fire.
Oh,
So
all right.
we will bring this up, we'll put it on the agenda, and I'm sure they'll be happy to address it at that time. If this is something that does need to be taken up with the school district, which it sounds to me like perhaps it does, then we'll have to look into that separately.
Okay.
Well, I think Michelle's asking if the CHP can be informed ahead of time. So when they do come, they may have some ideas.
Exactly.
Mr. Chairman, is this something that Jim Moynihan would be involved in, seeing as how he's the liaison with us?
Supposedly, if he's here, we can.
think it should go to Dr. Davis, the superintendent.
I'm just thinking, does Jim represent us?
No, he
No.
represents the district.
Okay, all right, 'cause I was saying, if he represented us, I think, in any type of meeting.
Okay. All right, Carolyn Cass for next comments from the public.
And just speak from here in my big loud voice.
They need.
Online.
Here, you can stand there, Carolyn, but you need a
Oh, I
mic.
need a mic. Oh, I see.
So it'll pick up.
I get it. Okay, I'm old school.
Is this okay, Andrew?
I'm sorry, what?
You
No.
need to stand over here.
It's streamed live on
Okay,
web.
I have to be
No,
over
he
here?
said it's okay if you stand there.
He's fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay, two things. Thank you for the junipers. I appreciate it. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. Thank you for everything you did. Okay. Secondly, I saw on the agenda that Jana Orkney had talked to you about the poster that was at Conifer and Canaan, and I also wanted to confirm that I found it very offensive, and I'm glad that it's down. I don't know how it was taken down, and I don't know why it was put up, but I thought we had a regulation in Oak Park for that type of poster or any type of posters, and I'm not sure of the regulations, but I've never seen anything like that before. So I'm just used to the little, in the ground posters for voting for local people. So I appreciate it's gone. I don't wish to have any of those type of posters again in our community. It was just ugly, offensive, and thank you very much. So, do we have a regulation for posters like that? Did you see the poster?
That's the one with the bicycle, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was giant. It was like 5 feet tall.
yeah, I saw that one. But Dale, how do you address this?
Address that. The gentleman who has attached all of that equipment on either side of Kansas Road tried it in Westlake Village, and it was all taken down. He tried it in Thousand Oaks, it was all taken down. Assumed that Oak Park being incorporated, he would get away with it. The minute that they were up, I contacted Public Works and asked if they would be removed. Jana Orkney then sent in, which I asked her to do, which is what we have to do. We have to fill out a ticket to tell Public Works. And I have been in communication with Public Works every day because I can't tell you how much that offended me. I know the gentleman, and what he did was wrong.
Absolutely.
And, I was very offended by what he did personally, and we talked to Public Works, and
Yeah.
In fact, we had a meeting yesterday, and I said, you know, if somebody doesn't get those down, I'm coming out here with wire clippers. So they said they would definitely get them down on the line that they have, because we asked them to do that prior to that.
Thank you very much for your support. I mean, it's just not, you know, not our community that doesn't do this. Right, exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Thank you,
Cordell.
Stephen. You have any other comment? But that's already Agura. That's Agura already, right?
No,
It's on the
no, it's
old
not.
part.
He needs to rethink his strategy, because that is needed in his voting district.
Yes,
All
it
right.
is. Yes.
Yeah. Very inappropriate.
Okay, any other comments? All right, let's move. Thank you very much, Caroline.
Thank you.
Let's move to the comments by the representative of Supervisor Gurel, Dale Thomas.
I can talk loud. Okay, go for it.
All right.
The first thing I would like to do is thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of the supervisor. But prior to any of that, I would just like to thank Jane Nye for being.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, picture.
Well deserved. Oh, you want to stand up here?
I'll come around.
Just stand in here. Oh.
With the flag behind you, it's already delayed. Can you just move over by the flag? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. I need a big smile. There we go. Oh, thank you. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry.
I do want to say that I think Jane has done an amazing job as chairman of this MAC. We are going to miss her. We, of course, welcome JL.
Thank you very much.
James has been a friend, not just to the MAC, but to the supervisor's office, and we are very grateful for everything that she has done for this MAC. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
Okay, the supervisor is unable to be here this evening, and I do apologize for that, but he's got a really good excuse. He's in Hawaii, and that doesn't sound great, but he's in Hawaii saving us.
Yeah.
He is, as many of you are aware, the supervisor is a captain submitted her artwork to the Municipal Water Board, and she was chosen and elected. Chosen and elected to have her art used on the Municipal Water Board calendar and also digitally with their website. Show us what you did. And I'll have you know that the supervisor recognized your amazing work, Jessica, at the Board of Supervisors meeting just this past Tuesday, mentioned you by name, and asked specifically that we present you with this commendation from the Board of Supervisors of Ventura County to Jessica Joel in recognition of your achievement with the selection of your water conservation artwork by the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California for their calendar and digital library. Congratulations.
Bravo. Congratulations. Is that for the card calendar?
Of the amazing job for your education system this year in Oak Park, and we very much appreciate it. Would you like to say something?
So first I want to thank all of you for inviting me here tonight. And I also want to thank my family for recognizing my passion for art and helping it grow. And lastly, I want to thank my art teacher who introduced me tonight. But she really helped me and I came up a lot so I can started out. Thank you.
Jessica, can I take a look at it, Jessica? Jessica? So, yeah, we'll pass it down.
Another example of one of the jewels of Oak Park.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Can you explain what the artwork signifies?
It's beautiful.
What's the story behind
Very pretty.
Jessica, you've
Hold
been
on.
asked to explain what the art means, if you don't mind. I don't even know if this is working. Go ahead.
I wanted to do the eye because I thought it would be really unique. Yeah, a special way to show like the world like the comparison between like what the world is like without conserving water versus conserving the water. I have a person in the middle because I want to show that we have the choice whether to save it by conserving water or make it by like kind of destroy it in a way by not conserving water.
All right. Thank you.
Beautiful. Really gorgeous.
Wish you great luck in your future artistic career.
And I want to say that you already have a few buyers if you're interested in donating it for charity.
I also want to mention that the CSA report did come in from Public Works about what we did in the month of January. Unfortunately, it came in yesterday, so it was a little bit late for the agenda. But they asked me to tell you that the Oak Park street sweeping schedule, Brian, you'll want to know this, is the first and third Tuesdays and Thursdays of the month, just for your records, and we will also be putting that on the website. We're focusing a lot on redoing the website lately and trying to keep it as up to date as possible with things like the presentation we had in November from Callegas Water, with the presentation we had from Athens several times before that. We are trying to put all those up on the website, so I would like the community to know that they are available, and you can get a lot of information from our website, so please feel free to use that. I also wanted to let you know that Public Works is aware of several of the buckled sidewalks in Oak Park, and they have been out, they've looked at them, and they plan on stripping this summer. Stripping this summer, I have no idea what that means, but apparently it's something new to see this summer.
Probably grinding it down. Yeah, grinding it down. Yeah, yeah.
Great, thank you. Learned something new today. Advanced Landscaping is coming to the end of their contract, for those of you who are interested, and we'll be doing a new RFP for new landscaping, and Brian Kaczynski has kindly agreed to serve on the panel with the Public Works in order to find us new or continuing landscape services, and Brian has already submitted his remarks. So with that said, thank you so much again for allowing me to be here tonight representing the supervisor, and hopefully he'll be back amongst us next month. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Dale.
So the RFP is already out, is that right?
At the- Okay. At this time, our comments have been included into the request for proposal. But to my knowledge, it has not gone out yet for bidding. So it'll probably be another couple of months still before the process of selection.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to the next item on the agenda, written comments.
I didn't have any.
Who has any written comment from the board?
Yeah, I have one.
Seema?
Well, we already spoke about it, but a resident on Churchwood sent me a pretty long, detailed email about the safety concerns and his point was, since they redirected the traffic to go up Los Arcos, he's lived there a long time, and he has felt it's really made it really worse, like we heard earlier, and he really wants us to bring this up and to do something. And so, since we already heard, I won't mention much more, but it was a big concern.
Thank you, Seema. Any other written comments from the council? Brian?
Written comments, no, I'm sorry. That was our general comments we made.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to the council comments. Council comments? Start with Florence. Do you have any comments?
Oh, she doesn't have
Hello, thank you for having me, first of all. So far, Oak Park High School, since we did just have like winter break and all of the holidays going on, we haven't really had that much going on, but we are having our second blood drive coming up, and also we're starting our Valentine's Day fundraisers for prom, which would be iFlirts, which is like a matchmaking situation, and then also we're selling Valentine's grams. And in March, our spring fling dance is also coming up.
No? Thank you very much, Florence. Michelle?
Yes, I would like to ask for us to have on the agenda for hopefully next month a mid-year budget review. If you recall, last year it was quite late in the fiscal year where we had some visibility to the budget items and the spend to date. I'd like for us to try and get ahead of that and be more proactive and get that mid-year review of the budget.
Okay. Thank you very much, Michelle. Seema?
My only comment is I did attend the Oak Park Boat Parade. I just want to give a shout out that it's such a great Oak Park tradition. I don't know if enough people know about it because it is a cold winter night, but it's wonderful to go out there. Thanks, Dale, for reminding me at the last November meeting. So I took a couple of my kids, and it was very well done. So I just wanted to say that I'm so glad we have that.
Thank you, Seema. Jane?
So for Oak Park Unified School District, Dale and I both were invited to do interviews with, or give our comments to, what's the company? Search Consultants. Yeah. Yeah, so the superintendent is, his term is up this year. He's going to retire, Dr. Davis. So I thought that was really good. Do you know when they're supposed to have their final decision?
I don't know, but I do know that his retirement is going to be effective in June, so I assume they're going to have to do something fairly soon. But the one comment that the search company made to us was it really isn't very difficult to find people who are interested in moving to Ventura County and particularly to the Oak Park School District. It has a wonderful reputation, and it was just very nice to hear that.
It's true. It's true. And then on the Triumpho side, I wanted to mention, just like today, we had a board transition. So Jana Orkney is the new chair of the Triumpho Water and Sanitation District, and James Wall is the vice chair. There's going to be an upcoming year in review that'll be posted on the website. And then we're going to have some spring classes and workshops. Hands-on drip irrigation workshop will be held March 23rd, Saturday, March 23rd. garden design workshop will be Saturday, March 2nd. And there's going to be a customer portal workshop to show people how to use our website and read their meters, that sort of thing, and that'll be sometime in March as well. That's it for me.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Brian?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last couple of months, we as a community have been divided by issues at Deer Hill Park relative to tennis and pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've reported in the past, the MAC, we don't have the jurisdiction on matters of operational matters. That is, Rancho Simi board of directors were looking at whether to go with tennis pickleball only. That is not a MAC issue. That's not a Ventura County issue. So that's why we didn't weigh in, folks. However, during that time period, there were a lot of comments that came in from the community on traffic, on noise, on environmental. All those issues have to be addressed through a Ventura County Planning Department permit. That is a county issue. And I would like us, as a MAC, to weigh in on that process, because that is, I think, our responsibility and our duty to do that in a public forum such as this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we can't just say we want to do it. We would have to recommend to Supervisor Burrell that we would like to do it, and then he will take it from that point to work with Rancho Simi on that. So I would like to make a motion, if I could, just so it's official, that the Oak Park MAC recommends that the MAC be provided with an opportunity to review and provide comment on the Rancho Simi Rec and Park District draft Deer Hill Park pickleball court design on traffic, noise, environmental, and other Ventura County permit issues.
So once Rancho submits the plans.
Okay. They're currently working on the plans now.
Uh-huh.
They said at the planning committee anticipated end of March, there'll be a draft design of, there's 4 courts right now, there'll be 6. And it will all be pickleball, it will not be tennis. So there is a design. It requires a permit, a land use permit from Planning Department at Ventura County. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because these are land use issues, traffic, parking, all those issues. So that's our opportunity to weigh in on this. So I want us, as a MAC, to weigh in before the design is finalized, while it's still draft, so that we'll provide our input, public will provide their input through this, and that can be put in as part of the design for Rancho. That's what I would like.
Would
us
that
to
be an opportunity to have the community speak as well?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that means it needs to be an agenda item.
Correct. Now, the thing.
Just for an update, Brian, we have already requested, that our office, which it has to come from us, have already requested Rancho Simi and also the planning committee in the county to be able to receive those designs. We have not heard anything back yet, but we have requested.
Okay. I think that, and that's wonderful, and I thank you. I think the key thing I would really want us to is, I don't want us to be behind the 8 ball. That is,
Be proactive.
we be proactive.
Yeah.
We need to, we're in a forum like this. It'll be on an agenda. I don't know if that's February or March. I think the supervisor could work with Rancho on the timing. And then the public are here. We're here.
I think that's excellent.
We weigh in. And then Rancho will take those comments back and redesign. And then I'd like to ask, if there's a final, I'd like to see the final too.
So there you just inform us if there is already, the documents have been submitted, and then we'll do a agenda item for that. Okay. So I don't think we need to have any.
You don't think? Okay.
We don't need to do a motion for that, right? I think we should be good.
Agenda.
Here we should go.
Agenda item.
Yeah, it's just an agenda
Okay.
item.
That's great.
All right, thank you very much. And then for me, as a comment, I'd just like to point out the autoplate readers article in the Acorn
Yes.
in Calabasas. This is really,
Yeah.
powerful testament to how this plate readers can drive down
crime.
the traffic and the crime. So I hope we can get this going this year to ensure that at least we can get some plate readers. And so it boils down again to the budgeting that we
So
have.
what happened? I thought we wanted it last year. What happened to it?
It was never made as a motion that we definitely wanted to do it. We did have a presentation from the block who does provide the cameras. There was conversation with the police, we had presentations, we discussed, but there was never a motion made that we wanted to move forward with the expenditure, which is considerable. Now, the police did mention the fact that there's only two ways in and out of Oak Park, that's Cannon and Lindera. And so there would probably only be the necessity for two. Agora has the license reading cameras, and so does Westlake. So you start to wonder if you really want to spend that money. If the MAC wants to look at the budget again and evaluate whether or not they want to.
Yes.
So yes, I would.
VIP,
I would like to add that to the agenda
Yeah, me
because
too.
I
For-
wanted it
for
last year,
February,
and I
yeah.
think
I agree.
we dropped it somewhere. I think somehow it got dropped, but I was. Okay, then I make a motion. I want those cameras. Is that what we need? A motion? to have
No,
the
so let's put it on the agenda next.
But she said we need a motion that we want the cameras.
But we need to have like
I
all
thought
those
we already have a
information.
motion that we're going to do a mid-year budget review,
No,
so
but
let's have it in
specific-
there.
But specifically for the, yeah, I'd like to have the cameras budgeted, and then we vote on it, of course. but-
Yeah. So we get the information from Flock, what these cameras are, how many.
did.
And
We
then
already have all that.
We have that.
Presented to the MAC, and it should definitely be with the MAC agenda and minutes from last year. I will pull them out again and make sure that they're still valid. But you did have the entire presentation.
We did.
So let's vote on it
Right,
in
so what do we do to
February
move forward with it? That's what I want to know, because I don't want to drop it again. I want it in next year. I mean, I would like to have it, and then when we vote on the budget.
I'd like to look at the
Because I
budget
think last
review.
time we might have been past the budget.
I
and
think
then-
so.
Because
And
there's
that's
like,
why we
we
couldn't.
don't
so.
have money, right? Because of the
Right.
VIP.
Well, we'll have to make our adjustments, but I wanted part of the budget review this time.
Correct.
Because last time I think we might have been past the budget.
I think so.
We were.
I
That's what
think
we
so.
put in now.
Okay, so
Mr. Chairman, I was just going to say, I remember this, but I think that there was specificity that is still not being provided to us. For example, the cost of the equipment, the cost of the software, the cost of the installation, the cost of,
It
We
was,
did have all
I'd
of
like
it.
to see it back. I think we
yeah,
need to see
it was provided.
so we'll get
It wasn't that
If I
as
was
much as
signing one
It's the
VIP.
maintenance only.
It
that
was
was
like
check. I know
90,000
exactly
and
how much
VIP is like 125.
VIP is 30,000 a year.
So let's have that in the agenda next February, and then we'll vote on it. All right, so, is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the consent items. I think Brian wants to pull number 15.
The
See-
landscape.
The landscaping. What do you want to discuss then? What is CS for landscaping? You are part of the RFP process, yeah?
Yeah, just wanted, yeah, I guess we pretty well covered that up, other than to say that I am on the panel. When the panel happens, we will do the interviews.
Mhm.
And I've heard in 2023 some really good comments about our current. I've heard some comments that aren't so good. But I think that what we want to be able to do is indicate we are different in the Oak Park. We want things to look really Garden City-like. It's important to us, and so I think that whatever contractor we get understands that attention to detail is really important. And so I just wanted to pull that out just to say I'm on the committee, I'm on the panel, but I have to wait for it.
Thank you very much, Brian. Let's move on to the regular agenda, number 18, presentation by Rondi Guthrie. Is that right, Rondi? All right. Rondi Guthrie.
I don't think that mic is working.
Rondi Guthrie is the Government Relations Director of Athens Services.
Good evening. My
Good
name is
evening.
Rondi Guthrie, Vice President of Government Affairs with Athens Services. And I also have my colleague Paul Yanez, our Division Vice President of Ventura County, here with me this evening. First, congratulations to the new chair and vice chair. Thank you, Jane, and the whole committee for all of the work you do and the service you provide to our community. I wanted to just start again by saying, I know we were here in November, letting you know what we were going to do leading up to the transition that started on January 2nd, and come and give you a little bit of an update now that we're here, about 3-4 weeks into the transition. Thank you. We're thrilled to be in your community. Thank you for your patience and support. You know, any transition of this size, there's always bound to be a few bumps in the road, but overall, it's been an incredibly smooth and seamless transition from an operations perspective. Most of you have hopefully received your new barrels by now. If you have not, as an Oak Park resident, you will next week on your service day next week.
Do we leave them out? I mean, I'm not really still clear. I live at the very top of Oak Park, and then Darrow in the back. We have not received our new barrels.
Yeah, and I'm going to let Paul address that when he gives his comments, just the operational aspect of exactly what to expect on your delivery day. So your community will hopefully be complete with barrel delivery. There might be some cleanup that will have to take place of folks who maybe want a different size barrel or something like that, you know, moving forward into February. But for the most part, we're hoping to have that complete by next week. Many of you also experienced a new service day once again, and I think that part of the transition has gone really well. Hopefully the communication that we provided made that, you know, smooth if you did have to experience a new day. I wanted to just provide some of the communications that we did provide to the residents here in advance of the transition to hopefully prepare everybody and at least send them to our website or a phone, you know, give them a phone number to call if they do have any questions. In the middle of September, we did send an introduction letter that was co-branded by the county, worked with the county on that, and just introducing Athens to the community, let you know that this change was forthcoming in January. That also included an FAQ with some of the questions on what to expect and a recycling cheat sheet, and also emphasized you know, the new colorization of your barrels, because we want to make sure once you get your new barrels, you know what goes where, as far as black for trash, blue for recycling, and green for organics. In the beginning of October, we sent a sign up for services postcard. So we were hoping that people would subscribe to their new service, update their account information, let us know if they have a new number or email, and if they want to keep the same size barrels that they had, or they want to, you know, get a larger size or a smaller size. We also sent that out again by email in case you threw that postcard away or you didn't come across it in your mail. In the later part of November, we sent a reroute postcard, so let you know your service day may change, and that included a QR code and, again, you know, information on our website. For those of you who did visit our website, there was an interactive map on the website that you could hover over your house and see, you know, what your new day was going to be. So we're trying to reach as many people in as many different ways to let them know what was coming. Beginning of December, we sent out our full welcome packet with probably more information than anybody needs or wants to know about their trash service, but we want to make sure that you have that at your fingertips as well, so you know, again, what to expect with your new service and your new program. And then at the end of December into the turn of the year, we sent another postcard with your new service day, or if you were keeping your service day, directly on the postcard had what your new day was going to be, and again, information to send you to our website or call our customer service with any questions. In addition to that, we took out an ad in the Acorn, so for folks who read the Acorn and wanted to get their information that way, as well as submitted a press release to the Acorn with information about the transition. So those were some of the, you know, preparation and communications we sent out to the residents, hoping to reach everybody to let them know it was forthcoming. I did want to turn it over to Paul to kind of give you some specific numbers of, you know, customer service calls that we've received and how those are being handled, and also the update on container barrel deployment and what to expect next on that.
May I make a comment?
Sure.
About the communications, your rollout? I want to say that I thought it was flawless. I received every piece of communication you received in all of those various formats. I read it, and I helped distribute that in our community on social media and shared with neighbors. And I thought it was very, very well done. So I applaud Athens for your communication plan.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Ditto. And you got the most attractive waste management truck.
They are pretty. I love those trucks, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Rondi. Good evening. It's nice to see everyone again. So I'll just start off by saying that we are extremely excited and grateful to service the community of Oak Park. So everybody, the members of the community have been extremely gracious and welcoming, right, to my drivers and to my staff that's out there in the field. So it's been a great experience thus far for us. We have, part of the benefit of rolling out a new service to a new community is we have brand new trucks and vehicles. So we have Battle Motors trucks that new side loaders for the community, and they look really sharp and are working really well up to this point. So leading up to the rollout of the contract, we did hire staff months in advance, train them in safety, had them do dry runs in small vehicles around the community. That way they could familiarize themselves with the routing, and then have them run a week and 2 weeks before in the truck. So just so it's not cold turkey day one. So I think that those efforts have paid off. And we have a dedicated supervisor that's in the area as well that's managing accounts. So he's had a lot of interactions with the community members, and again, everybody has been wonderful thus far. So from a customer service standpoint, so our calls, the majority of them are being handled locally at our customer service center in Thousand Oaks. So we have reps that are stationed right here locally, which is great, and it's a nice personal touch, and people that live in the Ventura County community that are serving the Ventura County community. So we've had a total of 1,109 calls, so that includes all communities in the Ventura County area that we're servicing, which is about 61 average per day, which is extremely low in my experience for a rollout. The majority of those calls are questions about service days, what time are we coming. We've gotten calls that, hey, you guys are coming a little earlier than the previous hauler.
It was like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so there's been, that's really funny. There's been some adjustments. So what we did, what we've done up to this point, and specifically that first week, because there was a lot of people like, whoa, right, the same thing. So we actually had our drivers run the maps twice, right, and we had contingency people on hand, and we just prepared with extra support to make sure that we could put extra resources in the area because we knew kind of that was going to happen. And it's an adjustment for people. So I think we did a good job and tried our best to go back to, we went back to everybody, right? Anybody who called in and said, I didn't get mine out on time, what can we do? We went back and serviced those customers. So that seemed to work out really well. We've had an average of 13 seconds for our pickup time with the calls, and again for a rollout and with volumes, it's really good, and average handle time of about 5 minutes. So I think our team's done good in that respect. From a barrel deployment, which I know that's a lot of questions that come from that. So we actually, just so everyone's aware, we partner with a company called Container Pros. So they're an extension of us through this rollout. So we had a lot of lead-in calls up to this point. There's a lot of planning that goes into that. But they have crews that go out and deploy the barrels, and they partner actually with Waste Management on the pickup of the barrels. So it's a lot of cohesion between that. And we had a total of, for the community of Oak Park, there's going to be 12,079 barrels that are rolled out. So it's a lot of barrels, a lot of equipment, a lot of questions that come with that. Through yesterday evening, we had rolled out just about 56% of that, 6,732. And tomorrow we'll roll out more, and then the finalization will be next week. So I don't know what your service day is, Seema. What's your Wednesday? Okay, so next Wednesday you should receive your barrels and the pickup of your old barrels all on the same day. All right. We're also leaving little container tags on the barrels that said, hey, if for some reason you didn't put out all your barrels, maybe you had low green waste, you didn't mow the lawn one week, put them out and we'll pick them up the next week. So we've received various calls with people that, hey, can you come pick this up? Exchanges, you know, actually I didn't fill out the card, but I really wanted the bigger size. So we've gone out and handled most of those. Worst case scenario, those will be handled through next week and the following week, as we have to prioritize some, but we're trying to make sure that we can get to everything as quickly as possible. But you know, from my standpoint, my experience, it's gone extremely well, and the feedback again has been amazing, and we're just really proud and excited to service you all and the community. So,
Yeah.
that's all I have. Thank you.
I just had two things to add. Sorry. What to look forward to or what you can expect moving forward. We will be sending out quarterly newsletters, your first one starting in March. So
is that email or
both.
physical?
It'll be however you opt to receive it. So if you are a digital customer, you'll receive it via email. If you are, or mail. So, and that will just have information about recycling and other things going on in the solid waste and recycling world. And we're also discussing and working with the supervisor's office on your neighborhood cleanup day. I know those are very important. We will keep that going. We're working on a date to schedule that, so you can expect that to continue as well.
All right, Carolyn, question?
I appreciate how you have communicated with, and I would like Michelle, thank you for your posts on Facebook, because it's really helped, and I've read everything, but we've been putting all 3 cans out each day that you come on Monday, and then they're not changed. So I would have liked to have, if possible, a street location, these will be changed on this Monday, or these will be changed on that Monday. That would have really helped. Since we're responsible for 2 other neighbors, so we're putting out 90 cans.
Other neighbors.
And now we do that for this Monday, or it also says until February the 3rd. So when do we know for sure?
So yours haven't been changed out yet, and I appreciate you doing that. They'll be changed out Monday. And definitely here to relieve concern, there's a few reasons why we try to limit that, just because the situation is very fluid sometimes, and sometimes things can change and then it weeds over and over and over to other customers. But I'll definitely take that into consideration. I appreciate that feedback.
Yeah, thank you. I just, it's a lot of shoveling. It's not a good barrel.
Thank you.
Anticipation of new barrels.
Yeah. Next week.
Harry?
Yes, and there is, and I should have that right in front of me. The website is very easy, athensventuracounty.com. Yes, which I think I know, but I'd hate to. I think it's 805-856-0113. I will double check that when I get back to my
But the
phone
website
site.
is Athens Ventura County.
athensventuracounty.com.
Thank you
That
very
one I
much.
know.
Any
Yes.
other? Yeah. Any other comments from the council?
I actually reached out on Instagram because I was wondering about my barrels a couple weeks ago.
Instagram.
So I follow Athens on Instagram because I met them at the supervisor's firehouse, fire station open house.
Oh, nice.
So, and they answered me. So
Okay.
I direct message saying, hey, by the way, when are my barrels? So I think I gave them my neighborhood. So, they were very responsive.
Good.
So
Good to
Instagram's
hear.
another way to reach out.
All right.
Silly stuff sometimes.
Thank you very much,
Thank you so
Rondi
much.
and Ball. All right, let's move on to item number 19, report from Dave Flesh from Public Works. Dale? You're, okay.
I am not David Flesh.
I know, but okay.
I just wanted to clarify that. David Flesh from Public Works unfortunately advised me today that due to conflict in his schedule, he was not going to be able to attend the meeting this evening. However, he did give me a report and asked me to read it on his behalf. The questions that have been asked of him that have come up previously through the MAC is requesting an update on the cement culvert clearing south of Canaan Road.
According to Public Works, the culvert under Holly Tree Drive, Canaan Road, and Oak Hills Drive is now free of obstructions. Public Works has created the outfall at Canaan Road with Public Works easement. However, there is a significant amount of sediment and water accumulation in the Oak Hill culvert outlet behind PWA's easement. That property belongs to Rancho Simi Parks District.
Uh-huh.
We have asked that Public Works be in touch with Rancho Simi to get permission from them in order to be able to do the clearance, and that's something that is currently in the works. It was also requested that we get an update on the County Watershed Protection District, which the Rancho Simi Recreation and Parks District held a meeting on Medea Creek maintenance. The meeting was supposed to occur, it did not. The Public Works staff is in contact with Rancho Simi Parks and Rec and are going to set up a meeting in the next couple of weeks to address the issue having to do with the clearance area around Medea Creek. So that's currently in the works as well. If you have any questions, please don't ask. Yes.
I'm glad that the meeting will take place at some point because the chair of the committee, Dan Cooper, myself, and Dan Karanak, the head of Rancho Simi Park District, took a tour with Ventura County Watershed a year ago and said, please do not cut down reeds in this watershed. Somebody had called them and said, it's a fire hazard. Biologists say it's not. And so they heard us out and they said, they won't do it again unless we run it by Rancho Simi. Well, they did it again this year. So please get back to the Ventura County Watershed. Please don't do it again. Twice in a row, they cleared out unnecessarily beautiful foliage in our creek, and it makes it kind of ugly.
They have been informed of that through Ryan and also through myself.
Thank you so much.
All right. Stephen Cazell, your comment, please. Sorry?
We're done with public.
Are you done with Oh yeah, he's going to comment on number 19.
On what? You can't do more public comments.
Remember the comment?
We're done with public comments.
Maybe you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have some concerns about this.
Go ahead.
I'll start sharing them now. Real quickly, this started in early October. They took out a large number of willows, which were covered, so not only the stream south of Phoenix, but also habitat for birds. They were still in the process of finishing up their nesting season. I can't understand why they didn't have a biologist there. I saw it happening on multiple days. I talked to the contractor that the county hired or whomever hired. Couldn't get a straight answer. I went all the way up the chain of command in the county. I still haven't got an answer. There seems to be a huge issue with jurisdiction. Nobody seems to know whose jurisdiction is what. We know that there's Rancho Simi Parks and Rec and Parks. We know there's county, there's roads. We know there's the water quality code, water protection district. Yet nobody seems to know which sections are whose responsibility. That report that Dale just gave, that's correct. It's been that way since they finished the job, cutting all the willows down back in October. That culvert that comes under Oak Hills is still plugged with sediment debris. You see the water bubbling up. The area from Canyon down, it's sad. It is full of, it's got eutrophication going on, which means things are not healthy. There's no oxygen in the water. No answer. Why is it taking so long to get something done? This is October. And the final thing I'd like to know from the county, where are the permits that CDFW are supposed to give the county these blanket permits? We've requested copies on numerous occasions. I have not had any response from the individuals that promised responses. I've asked on multiple occasions, including in one of these meetings, I think. I've asked the head of the department. I was told they'd get back to me. I was told traffic would get back to me. Nothing. Crickets. And yes, Harry's comments about the reeds was really again. Many times. Down south of Oak Hills, they did it. Yet they don't clear the culverts out of all the debris that gets loosened.
That's true.
But do we have a contact in Public Works, Dale, that we can talk to directly about
Well, do
this?
you remember we had Glenn Shepherd here who spoke to us from the Water
Right.
Protection District? And unfortunately, Glenn is now no longer with Public Works. So I don't know that there's anybody, Dave Flash.
Maybe Dave
is
Flash,
going
right?
to that position, so it's one of those situations, you're right, where it keeps getting handed off and handed down. So if you've got that ticket number, that will help me a great deal to be able to say this issue has not been put.
Harry?
Just two responses to what you said regarding the palm trees. Friends of Oak Park Open Space did a sharpening and a grant to remove the invasive species, so that'll happen maybe this year with Rancho City's help, so they're on that.
So that has been reapproved then because it was canceled last year.
Yeah, it's gonna happen this year.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
But it can't happen until the end of the year past nesting season.
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I
Yeah.
know it's on the agenda. The second thing I just wanna say is that, I saw the no parking signs, I was worried they were coming back, and I called Zach Miller at Rancho Cini, I said, can you tell me, did they tell you, are they coming? And Zach said, no, Rancho Cini hasn't heard anything from Ventura County Watershed, so I didn't worry about it, and of course, the next day they cleared everything. So, with the Oak Park map, maybe get a sense of the committee that, is there a way we can penalize the Ventura County Watershed and say, if you guys do this again, you need to put money toward the grant of clearing out the palm trees or something. I don't know how to get their attention aside from just obviously him.
Okay.
Folks relying on a public agency, but maybe there's something we can do to say, we're gonna write letters to the Acorn complaining about you cutting down our foliage without our permission.
All right, thank you.
We wasted our time. I feel like Dan Turner and I and Dan Cooper wasted our time walking with the head of Ventura County Watershed. We said, don't do this again. And they did it again.
Okay.
I don't want it happening a third time.
All right, Brian, you have a comment?
Yeah, I've got some here. I agree with the presenter.
Thank you. Staying, Stephen.
Okay. First of all, the lands, all the lands are owned by Rancho Simi Rec and Park, okay? But there is a legal binding easement that's been in place now for over 15 years that is owned by the Ventura County Watershed Protection District for flood control purposes. It gives the county carte blanche authority to go in and do what it wants to do on Rancho's lands for flood control purposes, and that's in place. I have, for the past 3 years, been on this issue, and I agree with Harry. It's not, I personally don't believe one hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing. I think the one hand knows exactly what he's doing, and they're doing it because that's what they want to do it. They want to clear it, and they feel, and I believe Watershed Protection District believes that by clear cutting it, they will guarantee flood protection to the residents. I will be, the flood models that the county uses are very old. They're using old engineering, old data. We have newer data, and they just don't have the money to update their models. I bet dimes to a donut if they do that, there is no way that they will be clearing 25 to 30 feet on both sides of that channel. They're just doing it because that's what they do. They aren't using biologists when they're out there. They're just indiscriminate, and they're doing what they do. And they give a notice to Rancho almost at the last moment. At the last meeting in November, when Glenn Shepherd was here, I was very critical of Watershed Protection District. They're doing a horrible job. It's abysmal. They're making our community look like an eyesore. This is supposed to be a jewel. Responses I heard back from individuals, which I won't mention, they said, well, this isn't a wildlife corridor. And my response is, I don't give a damn if it is a wildlife or not. This is an attractive part of our community, and you're totally destroying it. All I want is 25 to 30 feet on both sides to be protected, and then you can do it. Glenn Shepherd said that he would commit to going and reaching out to Rancho Simi and setting up a meeting to find out how they can meet those objectives and comments we've made. That has not been done, and Glenn is gone now. And so there's a current temporary person in here, and so who knows when that's going to be. The good news, well, there is no good news in this. The fact is it's been decimated, so it's going to take an entire 5, 6, 7 seasons before it goes back. I think we want to be right on top of this before this happens again. That's really key.
The other thing I just want to say is the issue that came up with regard to Oak Hill Drive. Okay, I looked into that as well today, and I was with Dan Panera, or talking with him. Here's the situation. There's a lot of sediment there, a ton of it that's in there. Rancho has successfully obtained a $150,000 grant to do the work at that culvert and in that channel section. They've got it. I said, what's the ETA? 1 year approximately it's going to take. Why? They need Fish and Wildlife permit, who want biological studies. There is nesting bird season that's happening right now, and there's some red spawning season, fish habitats. So that's all going to take up time. They are going to do it. But that's the long term. Here's the short term. Rancho said they can go in short term, like weeks, days, and start doing the work. But because the channel is in an easement owned by the Ventura County Watershed, Watershed has to deem that all that sediment has to be moved immediately because it's called a hazard emergency. If it's a hazard, in other words, this sediment is so full, it's impeding flow, slowing down the flow of water, that will cause flooding. If Watershed Protection District says our downstream creek and channel is going to be adversely impacted because of all this sediment, and will declare an emergency hazard here, no permits are needed. No studies are needed. It can be done right away. So here we go. We can ask Rancho, please proceed. But then who the heck are they talking to at the county? Who's around there to be able to figure this out? So it's kind of a mess.
But you're watching it, that's
We're
good
watching
news.
it, but somebody
Yeah.
has to take the initiative to move forward. But here's the thing. Watershed Protection District, they are the sole authority who determines if it's a hazard, emergency hazard or not. If they say, no, our facilities are working fine, we don't need it, then we wait a year. But the bottom line is, I'm sorry, this whole thing is just ridiculous because when we think, like Harry had said, we have commitments, it happens again and again, and I think that we need to be able to get this thing finalized.
I share Stephen's passion and concern. In fact, when we had the presentation back in November, I voiced the same concerns that we're talking about today. And it's very concerning that it is taking so long. And I understand that there's been a change at the Watershed District, but there needs to be some accountability and we need to get answers. And it is absolutely, should be one of the top things on our priority.
It makes you cry.
All right.
According to what Public Works has said in this memo, their staff is currently in contact with Rancho City on this subject, and they will set up a meeting in the next couple of weeks. I have requested that both Brian and I attend that meeting.
Terrific.
Good.
Please. Okay, any more comments from the council on this topic? All right. Really quick, Stephen, what's up? All right. I guess just coordinate with Dale with further more information on this, especially the ticket number. Thank you, Stephen.
Just real quick, can you take an action? Can you make a motion to make this meeting happen sooner or later?
So I believe the action item is to set up a meeting with in 2 weeks' time, correct?
But will the minutes reflect how the act was done this week?
Well, the MAC feels that there's a meeting, and I mean, that's the only power we have. We can tell Public Works and we can tell Rancho City, you've got to schedule a meeting.
That is right.
We can't schedule it for them, so.
Okay.
I just think it's really important that we all understand, and that this is not a cop out there, we're advisory. it. We advise. People can tell us to pound salt.
It is, thank you very much. It is 8:40 and I'm adjourning the Oak Park Municipal Advisory Council meeting. And the next meeting is February 29 in here,
Ooh, on leap day?
in your day. Thank you very much.
Oh. That was loud.
Oh my gosh.
The new chair has to bring